Kaktogovik, Nooksut, Barrow, Wainwright, Point Lay, Point Hope, Kivalina, Wales, Little Diomede, Gamble, and Savunga. Those are the communities that make up the Alaska Eskimo Whaling Commission.
We are the people of the ice whale. Our subsistence harvest of the bowhead whale is a way of life for our Inupiat and Siberian Yupik communities along the western and northern coasts of Alaska. From Gamble to Kaktovik, the bowhead whale has been our central food resource and the center of our culture for millennia and remains so today. For anyone visiting our remote communities, our need for the bowhead whale is readily apparent. In our remote villages, where jobs are scarce, the average price for a pound of beef, when it is available, may be $10 to $20 or more. Gasoline costs between $7 and $10 per gallon. Our whale harvest brings us an average of approximately 1.1 million to 2 million pounds of food per year. Which our whaling captains and crews share freely throughout our whaling communities and beyond to relatives and other members of Alaska's native subsistence community in other native villages. Replacing this highly nutritious food with beef would cost our subsistence communities approximately $11 million to $30 million per year. An impossible sum, but no store-bought food could provide the sense of personal identity and social and cultural values that are the whale's most important gift to us. Even though our need for the whale is obvious, the AEWC demands that we submit documented proof. We have done this regularly since 1979. As important as whale is to keeping our bodies healthy, this subsistence harvest also feeds our spirit. Today, as our world changes with lightning speed, the whale, the harvest, and the sharing are the constants that sustain our bodies and our spirits, that bind our families and communities together, that define our social and leadership roles, that keep our children in school, that allow our elders to pass their knowledge to our youth, that teach us patience, perseverance, interdependence, and generosity. They strengthen our subsistence community across Alaska. They provide wisdom and insight. They give us hope. The whale and the harvest are our way of life, our cultural identity, and a means for survival. We never take more of any resource than we need. Waste in 19th and early 20th century commercial whaling substantially reduced the size of our Bering Sea stock of bowhead whales and devastated many of our communities with starvation and disease. By the 1970s, our communities were recovering and our bowhead whale stock was healthy and growing. But Western scientists didn't know how to study the whales, and the IWC decided that our harvest should be ended or severely limited. Since 1977, we have carried the burden of proving that our bowhead whale stock is healthy and can sustain our harvest. At its meeting this year, the IWC Scientific Committee agreed that our bowhead whale stock numbers at least 17,000 animals, and that it is healthy and growing at a rate of almost 4% annually. Our average number of whales struck over the past 10 years was 56, and the average landed was 42. In 2017, our harvest efficiency was 88%. This harvest is not a threat to the stock. We are responsible resource managers. Since 1980, we have managed our bowhead harvest through a cooperative agreement with the U.S. Department of Commerce, National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. We work closely with the U.S. government to meet all of the information demands of the IWC. We support and participate in the research on the health of our whale stock. We continue to prove our need for the whale. And we have updated the explosive charge used in our whaling equipment. The AEWC does more than manage our whale harvest. As our Arctic ecosystem, especially the sea ice, changes and we see other users coming into our water, we are creating new ways to protect the whale, the habitat, and the harvest. The AEWC has worked with offshore oil and gas operators since 1985 to mitigate industrial impacts in our coastal waters. In 2012, the AEWC was instrumental in establishing the Arctic Waterways Safety Committee to manage the impacts of increased vessel traffic in our waters. All of these efforts made by the members of the Alaska Eskimo Whaling Commission have been for the sake of our people, of our culture, and for the whale. Our commitment to responsible stewardship of this resource will never waver.
Kivalina kami. Wala ka magsirtilan, hangalok. Pinaba, sama. O laki kapta. Pagman naglas ulit. At ungayikpot. Asi po lakaloko ta. Takimon. Gayiru grorot. Imedla. Captain na mumedla. Ang ayiru grorot. Sabra ulakaluit. Kaya naksimmat sa mga. Takimon, agayirak tuut. Agayin simuliru klorok sa kalokata inyunaktim tim. Taki ilan ko na iatut adalamix. Kayok to sirop ta agayitim makayaw katut. Dan nito, kanga baktemang inyunaknit ni. Amanan kibalina me. Dan nawa ilu sa kartut. Ako maksirti ni kibalina me. Mali allat kanukte piraat. Sa maptoktan na kanuk pinmalaktot.